Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review is another classic, and it is Jaws. So Jaws was released in 1975, based on a novel by Peter Bletchley and directed by Steven Spielberg. Now, why do I love this movie so much? Because once again, it's another movie with a very simple plotline. It's about a shark that comes to a shore, has a big taste for human flesh. Three people go out to sea to try and hunt the shark down and then kill it. So simple, but it works. Now, here's the thing, that is how I saw it when I was younger. As I've grown, my my appreciation for this movie has changed, and it has got better the older I've got. I don't know why, it's just so good. I remember talking to my parents when I was younger, and I do believe they went to the cinema to go and see this. And I said, "So what did you think after you come out of the cinema?" And they said, "Well, I'm never going to get back in the water again." And that's not just my parents, that's across the board, because at that time this movie was actually considered a very scary movie. Now, I watched Jaws 2, 3 and 4 before I even watched Jaws 1, and I didn't want to get into the water. To be fair, I still don't want to get into the water now because of this. Now, when I watched the first Jaws, I definitely didn't want to get back into the water because it still holds that scary feel to it, and that's why there's no other shark movie that's even come close to the very first Jaws. It's just simple, effective, and it works. Now, I'm going to talk about three things in this movie. The three main characters: Bruce the shark. Yes, that's right, they did actually name the shark Bruce. And one specific death scene in this movie, which is absolutely epic. And there's a reason why I love this, which is what I'm going to start with. So the girl at the start, she's swimming through the water. The shark basically has a nibble and starts pulling her around the water. Okay? To make that happen, they put her on a rig and a harness, and there was people on the shore running backwards and forwards to make her move through the water like that. Those screams you hear in that scene are 100% real, because in that process of doing that, they broke her ribs. So those screams are real. She was in a lot of pain, and that opening scene itself set the standard to be like quite a scary. It's not a huge. It won't be considered massively scary, but it has such a feel to it. Then you'll go, "Oh, I don't know if I really want to go back into the water." Now, going back onto my next bit is the three main characters. So we've got Schneider, Shaw, and Dreyfus. The one scene that sticks out for me in this movie is when they're in the cabin on the boat on the Orca. They're all drunk and they're telling their story. I love that scene so much because of the chemistry between those three. Okay, you could see it, and it's got so much deep feeling in this scene. And I watch that scene and I go, "Wow," that's basically how it is. I just go, "Wow." You could see them gel and all that, and it's just fantastic. And you get the little bit of tension before the scene in the movie, and then you get this, and then afterwards in the morning, you could see they've kind of bonded, but still Quint is still got that stoic edge, saying like, "I'm still the captain. You're still gonna kind of do what I say." But they've gelled a little bit. They've got to know each other a little bit, and that's what I love. It's so cool. Now, going back onto the main character, Bruce. When they were filming this robotic shark was absolutely plagued with problems. Okay, and it didn't want to work in the water, so they had, by the end of it, they had such limited footage, which worked to this movie's favour on a colossal scale. It gave more of a deep, suspenseful feel to this movie, knowing that you haven't properly seen the shark until the second half of the movie, and when you do see it, you go, "He's actually quite scary, and he's quite big," and it just makes it so much. I love it. I love it. I got a lot of love for this movie, if you haven't noticed, and this is the reason why I love it. Now, yes, Jaws 2 is principally and pretty much the same storyline, but slightly twisted. Jaws 3 is like that, and then Jaws 4, you're going to really love that review because that is going to be one hell of a rant. But generally, honestly, I cannot think of any film that's even come closer to this first Jaws. Still, it's up there. I have to admit, it's up there in my top 10. That's how much I love it. So, I would always, once again, give this 10 out of 10. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below. Hope you have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.